Hey everyone, it's Tori and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For today's video, we are going to be going over all the journals I plan to use in all of 2026. I've got 6 journals over here that we're going to be talking about today. 4 of them are brand new and 2 of them I am carrying over from 2025. But I kind of want to talk about the new ones first because they're always the really fun ones to get into and unboxing them all. So we're going to do that first. This one is going to be the first new journal I'm carrying into 2026. I think it's probably the first one that you noticed because it is very fuzzy, and that's not like any journal I have used in the past. This is an A5 size Docker journal from Amanda Rach Lee's shop. I'm pretty sure it's just called Shop Amanda Rach Lee. And I was very intentional with journals because I tend to only use Archer and Olive, and I kind of wanted to branch out this year. I already know Archer and Olive is an amazing brand, so I want to try out a bunch of other brands. So this is the first time I'm using a Shop Amanda Rach Lee product. She is the queen of bullet journaling, so I figured it's about time I try out something from her shop. I don't know what this one is called, but it is very, very fuzzy. It's very nostalgic, and I love the embroidery on the cover. It's very subtle. It's not like a themed journal, if you will. These are very generic doodles. It's got all the journal things that I look for, like the pen loop, the elastic enclosure. It's got the pocket in the back, and it also has bright white dot grid pages, like what I'm used to in Archer and Olive journals, as well as these ribbon bookmarks. I'll show you the bottom of this one. Oh, it's so pretty. I think the only drawback for this journal for me is that it's only 160 pages. I have used 160 page journals in the past, but I've gotten very used to using A5 192 pages. So I am kind of worried that I'm going to run out of room in this one. I don't even think I mentioned what I'm going to use this journal for yet. This is going to be the one that I'm doing all my weekly spreads, monthly spreads, trackers, all that kind of stuff from January through June of 2026. So will I be able to fit 6 months in this journal? TBD. I am going to be super busy the beginning of this year. I'm getting married in May, so I have a feeling I'm not going to be touching my journal as much as I probably should and that I have in the past. So I don't think that 160 pages is going to affect me, but again, we will have to see. So here's what I'm using for the first 6 months of the year. And then this is the journal I'm going to be using from July through December of 2026. Again, all my monthly spreads, weekly spreads, trackers, all that kind of stuff is going to go in this one. This journal is from Vivid Scribbles. They actually sent me this journal, I think it was over a year ago at this point. They asked me to share it on Instagram, and I honestly just fell in love with this cover. Oh, it comes with stickers too. Isn't that fun? But this cover was honestly everything to me. Let's take it out of the box really quick. I don't love that it says notebook over here, but I don't think that takes away from the journal. I love all the fall foliage, and since I'm going to be using this from July through December, I am in fall mode for all of those months, every single one of them. So having a fall themed journal just honestly feels like a neutral to me. Like I said, this is from Vivid Scribbles. It's a Docker journal, just like the one we saw before. It's got 160 GSM paper, again, like the Amanda Rach Lee one and like the Archer and Olive ones that I am usually using. And this one actually has 200 Docker pages, 200 numbered Docker pages. I'll show you those page numbers. Page numbers is honestly not something I'm used to because Archer and Olive journals usually don't have that, so I'm very intrigued with that. And this one has more pages than what I'm used to. So I've been using journals in the past that have 192 pages. This one's got 200 and this one's got 160. So I think between these two journals, I should be able to fit a whole year in here, right? There shouldn't be an issue. I really, really hope so. If not, we'll stick June in here or something, and hopefully it'll fit 7 months. This is also an A5 size journal, and all my journals I'm talking about today will be linked down below if you are interested and if I can find them. So these are going to be my 2 main journals throughout the year. But I'm also going to be introducing this one. It is an Archer and Olive, one of the 2 that I'm using in 2026. And this one is going to be for my wedding journal. This is a free journal I got from Archer and Olive when I hit some sort of milestone. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it is this vegan leather journal. It's got the and symbol in the middle and it is white. So as soon as I got this a couple years ago, I knew this was going to be my wedding journal. I got engaged in 2025 and I am getting married in 2026. So I want this journal to have everything that I have planning for my wedding, all my mood boards, all my to-do lists, all that kind of stuff. I'm probably going to set this up on camera, but I'm going to fill it out obviously off camera and then probably do a flip through once my wedding is all done. So keep an eye out for this next year. I think this is going to be a really fun one. Again, this is A5 size, 160 dot grid pages with 160 GSM paper that I am used to with all of my journals. So I'm really, really excited to add this one to the collection. And then my last new journal is also an Archer and Olive journal, but this one, as you can see, is a lot bigger than the others. This is a B5 size, so it is pretty big. It won't even fit on screen. And this one is going to be my reading journal for 2026. And honestly, like, how stunning is this cover? I was obsessed when I first saw it. This is one of the newer covers from Archer and Olive. This was from their fall collection from 2025. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, everybody and their mother is going to be getting this journal for a reading journal, and I want to join them. I love the cover. The inside cover is beautiful, but also the spine. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot get over how beautiful this is. This is another dot grid journal. All the pages are bright white, 160 GSM dot grid paper. And like I said, this is going to be for my reading journal of 2026. I'm going to put all of my reading trackers, book reviews, TBRs, all that kind of stuff in here. I'm going to be using it very similarly to how I use my reading journal from this year. And if you haven't seen any of that content, I will have it linked in the cards if you want to check out my reading journal from this year. It was a lot of fun. I love how those spreads turned out. So yeah, I definitely want to do something similar in this journal for 2026. So we just went through my 4 new journals for 2026, but these are the ones that I'm going to be carrying over that I used this year. I've actually been using this specific blue one. I've been using this one since July of 2022. So we are going into year 4 of using this. And I'm honestly sad to say, I don't know how much I'm going to use this year. This is just a lined journal that I got in 2022, as I said, and the intention was to use it as like a daily journal where I just write thoughts, feelings, complain if I have to, all in this journal and not share all of my journal entries online. But the problem is I am so sucked into my bullet journaling. That's what I use as like my planner, my trackers, all that kind of stuff, that I forget this one exists on a daily basis. So if I flip through here, here was my beginning of 2025 spread. And this is all I have written in 2025. Unfortunately, this tiny chunk of this journal is all I have written for an entire year. And the problem is I still have a good chunk of this journal left. If I could just remember this journal exists, if I could just sit down and write every like week or twice a week or whatever, I would fill this up no problem. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I'm actually going to use this journal in 2026 or use it as much as I think I'm going to. I usually start off strong in the beginning of the year, and then towards like the middle of the summer, I get super busy, and then I just forget to journal. And then it's all downhill from there. So if I do not use this journal in 2026, I don't think I'm going to carry it over to 2027, which is really unfortunate because it's such a pretty journal and I thought it would motivate me to write more, and it just doesn't. So we will see how much I actually use this journal in 2026. It's from Rifle Paper Co., by the way. I'll have a link down below. It's gorgeous, and I am very happy I have it in my collection, I must say. And then my last journal that I am using in 2026 is this junk journal from Notebook Therapy. They have a whole junk journal collection. This is the journal from that collection. I love this exposed spine. I think it's so cool and so unlike all the other journals I have. And it has a bunch of random different papers that you can experiment with. But again, I did not use this as much as I thought I would. I did quite a few pages in the beginning of the year, and then I did a random page in like the summer, but then again, I forgot it existed. So this journal I am really going to try to use in 2026. I actually want to film content with this journal as well, which I think will motivate me a little bit more than like my daily journal, which I don't even film with. I am actually going to flip through this journal and create a couple spreads in it for Christmas, so please keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping to have that up towards the end of Bujomas if you're interested. And those are the 6 journals I'm going to be using throughout 2026. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Also, don't forget to check out my bullet journal social medias. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.